Hello, fellow Star Wars fans, and welcome to the channel. We have a big one today for comic book reviews. It's been a while since we had 3 comics to talk in a single day, but here we are. We have one from Dark Horse, 2 from Marvel. Jumping right on in, we have Tides of Terror, issue number 3. This one's called Saboteurs, and this is written, of course, by George Mann with Louis Morocho. And in here, we are continuing the supposed escape of both Kit Fisto and Nagai, his Padawan, from this underwater sinking observatory as they're trying to get these people to safety. Apparently, like half the whole place was saved. Crap. Hello, fellow Star Wars fans. My name is Starrapter, and welcome to the channel. It's a big week for Star Wars comics. We have 3, 1 from Dark Horse, 2 from Marvel. You know the drill. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe for more on Star Wars. Getting into it, we have Tides of Terror, issue number 3 from Dark Horse. This one's called Saboteurs, and this is written by George Mann with artwork by Louis Morocho. And in this, we are following in the footsteps of Kit Fisto and his Padawan Nagai, who I think this is sometime during the Clone Wars, maybe. Anyways, they're on this underwater observatory that is rapidly sinking. It's split off from the main chassis there, which had Shakti and Mace Windu, which are getting those people to safety. So there they are. We have Kit Fisto trying to investigate the cause of what happened because there's these bloodthirsty shark-like creatures around. So you have Nagai, who is trying to speak with the workers there to try to stabilize the situation as best they can, while Kit Fisto is confronting the saboteurs. And we find out that one of the saboteurs is actually part of the council that was advocating for the preservation of this ruin at the bottom of the ocean. And it turns out he was doing it for greed. So there you have it. I mean, this was another issue that felt like we were swimming in circles, quite literally, because by this point, I was expecting some really great exploration of the ruins that were mentioned, because George Mann is writing this one, and he's really good at discovering and explaining the mythology and lore of Star Wars. But instead, we just get a fun little romp, which there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. But, going into it, I thought we would get something a little deeper at this point. But it definitely was nice to see that little switcheroo at the end there with one of those council members really playing the inside job on this one. So getting into the next one, we have Hunt for the Falcon, issue number 3. This comes to us from Marvel, with the writer being Rodney Barnes and artwork by Ramon Rosanas. This is the Hunt for the Falcon. As the title would suggest, we have, last we left off, Han and Chewie. They are basically interrogating the Irvin boys, going, "Where's the Falcon?" And he gives up that information, and that leads them to Unkar Plutt on Jakku. But Unkar Plutt is tipped off by Duquesne, who realizes this, the other person that had the Falcon for a little bit. And, well, Han and Chewie are able to fend off these fighters, get down to the surface, and that's when Unkar Plutt is ready, waiting for them, and has them at a bit of a blaster point situation. So getting into the good things about this issue, first of all, we have a really nice extended flashback in the beginning of this issue, showing us more of the early life of Ben Solo, Leia Organa, and Han Solo. We have Ben Solo, who has that kind of the persona of his father. He really follows in his father's footsteps with these kind of hijinks. In the matter of this one, he's hacking his teacher droid because he just wants the lesson to be over quickly. He'd rather be out there with his father working on the speeder. So I thought that was a nice little bit of a cool character moment that added more to Ben Solo, which we really haven't seen all that much with. We also get another flashback concerning Chewbacca at some point, going to meet with Leia and talking about his best friend Han Solo and how he's worried about him. And I think that's what this issue does really well, and this entire miniseries has done really well, is really getting into the mindset of what was Han like at this point of his life when he was separated from Leia. Ben was no longer in his life. What is holding him together? Now even his friend Chewbacca at this point was worried about him, was talking with Leia behind Han Solo's back, and that gets him in a bit of drama with Chewie, who come grips to grips with each other. So I really like that drama. I really liked seeing that happening there. I mean, just fun stuff here is we have Han in the gun seat. It's not his Falcon, but he's in the gun seat taking out these fighters, these Hutt-like fighters. But I thought it was a really cool space battle. I mean, you can't have Han Solo and Chewbacca in a miniseries without them getting into some kind of space battle, right? So really enjoyed that one. Getting into Star Wars issue number 7, To the Brink. This one is written by Alex Segura with Phil Noto, and the Nagai Rebellion is in full swing. These poor people that were from the unknown regions getting enslaved and whatnot, they are striking back. And we have Luke Skywalker and Jazret reuniting, and they're fighting on Caltrace, which was this New Republic flashpoint that they were trying to get into this whole thing, and then the consortium got to them first. The Fenrir Consortium with Almavier and Obscure and Vent got to them first. So it's up to this uprising. We have Luke, we have Han, we have Valance, we have Rin, we have all these characters really trying to help turn the tide here, and they do. And it's really thanks to this really awesome agent that's introduced. We've seen her before, but we really get to see her shine in this issue, and her name is Agent Bastion. Sorry, so many character names to remember, guys. Agent Bastion, and she is able to become like Sam Fisher Splinter Cell, if you know what I mean. Going in, taking out guys stealthily, finds out the information on where Almavier is, and it's not through sheer battle and strength that the New Republic is able to win a day for Caltrace. It's because of the people like Rin, because of the people like Luke Skywalker that are able to convince Almavier in a very peaceful situation that what she has been doing with trying to save her planet Perosi by joining a consortium, becoming swayed by Obscure is a bad thing, and she could still be good, and that convinces Almavier to step down and start reverting her fleet to a different part, and all is well until Luke and all them leave the planet and bring in the guy with them to go take back Nagi from the Xantar gang and all that. As soon as they leave, that's unfortunately when Obscure just had enough of Almavier, takes the power for herself by killing Almavier. Now she has full control of this entire consortium, and that brings us into the last, I think, like 3 issues when we're going to have these big climactic moments. The full might of this remnant kind of fleet, not remnant, but this offshoot fleet, if you will. But I've really enjoyed this issue. I feel like this is one of the strongest issues of this run to date. Again, getting to see so much action on an epic scale was really something I quite enjoyed. Seeing Luke in action, seeing Valance in action, seeing all these different characters, but then having that more of like that one-to-one talk, that peaceful talk of how do you bring somebody off the brink, as the name suggests. So really enjoyed this one. What do you guys think about the comics that came out this week? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. As I mentioned off the top, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I do this every single week. I break down the comics, so if you like this content, subscribe so you never miss another video. That's gonna do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.